Hi guys, this is Sarah with Raven's Crochet, and my furry feline Raven is over on her tree stand by the window. I'm here to read you guys the tale of Peter Rabbit. If you've seen my previous video, I mentioned I was going to read the story for Easter. So here it is. It's the day after my birthday. I appreciate all the comments and loving sentiments that you guys have left. I really do appreciate everything that you guys say to me. I read every single comment, and when I do that, I leave you guys a heart, or I hit the heart button just to acknowledge that I've read your comment, and I really do appreciate it. Even if I don't respond back to you, I really do feel that they are very blessed comments, and I do appreciate it. So I'm here to read The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. So get your favorite blankets, your favorite pillows, your favorite stuffed animals, get cozy, maybe get yourself your favorite beverage. I have my favorite Easter bunny here. I've had this for about 5 years. I think one of my friends gave this to me, black with dark purple silk ears, holding a carrot that says Happy Easter. This year I bought a little stuffed toy, Peter Rabbit himself. So I'm happy to hold him and read Peter Rabbit to you guys. This is my favorite story. I was born just before Easter. I spent my first Easter in the hospital. So here we go. The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. I hope you guys can see the pages okay. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. "Now, my dears," said old Mrs. Rabbit one morning, "you may go into the fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. McGregor's garden. Your father had an accident there. He was put in a pie by Mrs. McGregor." Oh no. So, and there they are, being sent off. "Now run along and don't get into mischief. I'm going out." Then old Mrs. Rabbit took a basket and her umbrella and went through the woods to the baker's. She bought a loaf of brown bread and 5 currant buns. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate. First he ate some lettuce and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes, and then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But round the end of a cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out young cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages and the other shoe amongst the potatoes. After losing them, he ran on 4 legs and went faster, so that I think he might have got away altogether if he had not unfortunately run into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. Peter gave himself up for lost and shed big tears, but his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows who flew to him in great excitement and implored him to exert himself. Mr. McGregor came up with a sieve, which he intended to pop upon the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him. Looks like he's trying to cover him up with a basket and catch him. And rushed into the tool shed, and jumped into a can. It would have been a beautiful thing to hide in if it had not had so much water in it. Mr. McGregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed, perhaps hidden underneath a flower pot. He began to turn them over carefully, looking under each. Presently Peter sneezed. "Ka-chew!" Mr. McGregor was after him in no time. and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window, upsetting 3 plants. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. Peter sat down to rest. He was out of breath and trembling with fright, and he had not the least idea which way to go. Also, he was very damp with sitting in that can. After a time, he began to wander about, going lippity-lippity, not very fast, and looking all around. Remember, he was in that can and he got wet, so he feels damp. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked, and there was no room for a fat little rabbit to squeeze underneath. An old mouse was running in and out over the stone doorstep, carrying peas and beans to her family in the woods. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she had such a large pea in her mouth that she could not answer. She only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, but he became more and more puzzled, confused about where to go. Presently he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his water cans. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. She sat very, very still, but now and then the tip of her tail twitched as if it were alive. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her. He had heard about cats from his cousin, little Benjamin Bunny. He went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe. Scritch, scratch, scratch, scritch. Peter shuddered. He scuttered underneath the bushes, but presently, as nothing happened, he came out and climbed upon a wheelbarrow and peeped over. The first thing he saw was Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. His back was turned towards Peter, and beyond him was the gate. Peter got down very quietly off the wheelbarrow and started running as fast as he could go along a straight walk behind some black currant bushes. Mr. McGregor caught sight of him at the corner, but Peter did not care. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood outside the garden. Yay, he made it out the gate. Mr. McGregor hung up the little jacket and the shoes for a scarecrow to frighten the blackbirds. Peter stopped running or looked behind him until he got home to the big fir tree. He was so tired that he flopped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor of the rabbit hole and shut his eyes. His mother was busy cooking. She wondered what he had done with his clothes. It was the second little jacket and pair of shoes that Peter had lost in a fortnight. I am sorry to say that Peter was not very well during this evening. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea, and she gave a dose of it to Peter. 1 tablespoon to be taken at bedtime, but Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. The end. I don't think there's any more pictures in here, but that's it. So thank you guys for joining me during this story. I hope you enjoyed that. While we still have some time here, I did want to show you guys something. You guys might have seen it in my pictures. This little thing. Battery operated rainbow. You can't really see it because of my ring light. But I wanted to tell you guys about this little crochet cloud that I made for it in case you were curious. I think the photo I posted yesterday looks really cute. So I'm going to remove it from this, and I haven't exactly written a pattern for it yet. I have to refigure it out because it's the only one I've made. But this thing came like this in the box, and you pretty much clip the rainbow on this thing, and then it's battery operated. And this is pretty much like a sleeve cup, a sleeve for like a cup, you know, if your cup is hot. So what I did was I crocheted the amount of chains that would fit around the base of this, which is probably maybe 40 stitches, maybe 45, something like that. So I think what I did was just, let's see, what did I do? To speed up the process, I believe I just did half double crochets. So I chained like 45 stitches or whatever to go around the base of that. And then I connected the 2 ends together, and then I did half double crochet all the way around and reconnected. and then I did 3 double crochet, and then in one stitch I did 5 double crochets and made the popcorn stitch. So 3 double crochets, and then in one stitch you do in one stitch you do 5 double crochets, and then you do a popcorn, and then you repeat. So 3 half double, and then 5 double crochet for a popcorn, and repeat. And then the next round, you're pretty much alternating. I'll give you a close-up. Here you go. Each row, each and every single row, you're going to do 3 half double crochets, and then in one stitch do 5 double crochets for your popcorn. 3 half double, and then 5 double for your popcorn. 3 half double, 5 double for your popcorn, and repeat all the way around. Then your very next row, you're alternating. You're going to put a popcorn stitch in the very center of each half double crochet. So there's 3 right there. 1, 2, 3 half doubles. So in this center half double, you're going to put 5 double crochet in that next row above for your popcorn. So you're alternating. Do 3 half double, and then you'll do the 5 double crochet for your popcorn. 3 half double, which will go right over the last popcorn. So you get the idea. I hope so. And then your very last row, until you get this as tall as you want, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of popcorn stitches, and then I did 1 row of half double, and then I did a row of half double, skip 1 stitch, then do a half double crochet, skip a stitch, half double, skip a stitch. So that way when I did my drawstring tie, I had loops to interweave it, and then I can tighten this and tie a bow. So I'll show you how I put that on. You just start from the bottom. Make sure your tie goes on first because you want that towards the top. You slip it on from the bottom. And you can do this on a cup. You can do this on a flower vase. You can do this on a pencil cup. You can do this for centerpieces. And then you pretty much tie a bow. Oh, and just a tip here. When you tie a bow, tie it upside down so that when it's looking upright, it looks better. So tie your bow upside down. And all I did was I did a chain of like, I think 30 or 40 chains for the drawstring, just so I would have, that's just enough for to tie in the bow. I think all in all I did maybe, I don't know how many chains that I did for this drawstring. I think I did like 100 chains for this drawstring, just so I would have enough to go all the way around. And it's, of course, if it's too long, you can always cut it back. And then this is a sparkly yarn. This is pretty much a 97% acrylic, 3% Lorex for the iridescence. And this is a 4 worsted weight yarn from Red Heart, and you can buy this at Walmart. Your local Walmart has this yarn. They have this in the white sparkly. They also have this in like a light medium gray. They have it in black with black sparkles, and then they have red with red sparkles. That's at least what my local Walmart carries. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to go now and enjoy the rest of my evening, and I have to get ready for work tomorrow. I hope you guys have a happy Easter. If I don't see you before then, have a great holiday, whatever you do celebrate, and leave a heart if you like this video. If you want to see me read another story, please leave a comment or just give me some heart emojis or whatever. I do plan on reading some other stories, but if there's one in particular you want to see first, let me know. The stories I have were the Berenstain Bears, the Tiny Little Snowflake, which is kind of a winter story, and then I also have, I think I have Beauty and the Beast, because that's one of my favorites. So, okay, love you guys. Mwah. Bye-bye.